जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारि यमुना तीरवनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, then with pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the heartful bhajan.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna devotees. Mataji, would like to sing or Prabhuji's? Anybody would like to?
I can.
Yeah, please, Prabhuji.
Thank you. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसंहितं कृष्णचैतन्य देवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामो हरे रामो 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, then with pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Balram, Baldev Prabhuji. So please enlighten us. Today, I think we are reading 14, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you continue. Definitely, we all are here.
Prabhuji, under your guidance today, yes. I can read the shloka, Prabhuji. And
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any devotees want to chant also?
Pranam all to Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita 9.14 Satatam Krittayanto Mam Yatanstaschа Dridha Brataha Namasyantascha Mama Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate.
Very nice. Any other devotees?
Yeah, I can try, Prabhuji.
Sure,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Satatam kirtayanto ma yatantascha drudhavarata namasyantascha ma bhakta nityayukta upasate. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Let me try also. Shatatam kitanto mam yatana yat anantascha dhriya vrata namasyantascha mam bhakta nitya upta upashate. Hare Krishna. Translation and synonyms. Any individual wants to try? Radha Bhyani Mataji wants to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu. Word to word, Prabhuji.
The synonyms and translation.
Yeah. Satyatam, always. Kirtayantaha, chanting. Mam, about me. Yatantaha, fully endeavoring. Cha, also. Druda, vrataha, with determination. Namasyantaha, offering obeisances. Cha and Mam, may. Bhaktya, in devotion. Nitya yuktaha, perpetually engaged. Upasate, worship. Translation and Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta from Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nice. So we have 4 paragraphs. Either we can read each one paragraph or 2 devotees, 2 paragraph each. Devotees, whatever you like, please start. Shul Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhuji. I can read the first paragraph. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, then it pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. The Mahatma cannot be manufactured by rubber stamping an ordinary man. His symptoms are described here. A Mahatma is always engaged in the chanting of the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He has no other business. He is always engaged in the glorification of the Lord. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord, praising His holy name, His eternal form, His transcendental qualities, and His uncommon pastimes. One has to glorify all these things. Therefore, a Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Very nice. So you can read the same paragraph also.
Okay, Prabhuji. One who is attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmajyotir, is not described as Mahatma in Bhagavad Gita. He is described in different way in the next verse. The Mahatma is always engaged in the different activities of the devotional service, as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing and chanting about Vishnu, not a demigod or human being. That is devotion. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, remembering him, such a Mahatma has firm determination to achieve at the ultimate end of the association of the Supreme Lord in any one of the 5 transcendental rasas. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, bodily, and vocal, everything, in the service of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. That is that is called full Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Who you want to share? 1, 2 verses. So,
Sure,
paragraphs.
Prabhuji. Yeah, amazing verse here. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that, Mahatma cannot be just anybody, putting a rubber stand on and telling that he's a Mahatma. The symptoms are described here about who is always chanting the names of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, because he is Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. And such a Mahatma, he doesn't have any other engagement. All his engagement is to glorify the Supreme Lord, and always spend time with devotees, and trying to preach the holy names. Because we know that in this Kali Yuga, not only in this Kali Yuga, in any yuga, the name of the Lord, no, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Vikelam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Katiranyata. Only the holy name of, can save us in this material world. So, such a Mahatma is always, in the Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada also mentions that, such a Mahatma doesn't get attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord like Brahma Jyoti. He is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan form, the Shyama Sundara form, because by looking at Lord Krishna, he forgets everything, and always in the 9 processes of devotional service, starting with Shravanam, then Kirtanam, and then he is Smaranam, whatever Kirtanam or Shravanam he is doing. Like that, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Akatvinidya. So he is completely engaged only in Krishna consciousness until the end of his life, and so or he to achieve that success he engages all activities like BMW, body, mind works. All his mental, physical, everything is in the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's my understanding, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nice. Master, do you want to read next 2 paragraphs?
Yes, yeah, I can do. Yeah. In devotional service, there are certain activities which are called determined, such as fasting on certain days, like the 11th day of the moon, Ekadasi, and on the appearance day of the Lord. All these rules and regulations are offered by the great acharyas for those who are actually interested in getting admission into the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the transcendental world. The Mahatmas, great souls, strictly observe all these rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired result. As described in the second verse of this chapter, not only is this devotional service easy, but it can be performed in a happy mood. One does not need to undergo any severe penance and austerity. He can live this life in devotional service guided by an expert spiritual master and in any position, either as a householder or a sannyasi or a brahmachari. In any position and anywhere in the world, he can perform this devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus became actually Mahatma, a great soul. Yeah. Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Would you would like to share your
Oh, and
understanding?
yeah, this is really beautiful and a very nice verse, and it is basically the essence of like how the Mahatma or the great devotee should be. And I think Prabhupada has really explained it to the point and with the perfect meaning of all those chosen words. Yeah, means like you can be any householder, sannyasi, brahmachari, And what you have to do is just like follow the devotional path, and you can be Mahatma in this world, in this life, yeah, which is very powerful. I will say, I think we all should just listen and obey what Prabhupada has told us today in this verse, yeah. And I think we all can be on the path to the Lord Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Yeah. Thank you,
Very
Prabhuji.
good.
Yeah.
Very good, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So you are a Mahatma. Why? Because what Prabhupada said, we accepted.
Yes.
And what Prabhupada said, what Krishna said, so we accepted.
Excellent.
So falsely we call Mahatma Gandhi, right?
Yeah.
Prabhupada wrote to him at least, if not less, more than 10 letters. Prabhupada wrote to Mahatma Gandhi. He never answered not a single letters. But Prabhupada wrote at that time, Patel, Prabhupada wrote the vice president, the Muslim vice president, Hussein, right? They answered all the letters. But one person who didn't answer Prabhupada, even writing at least 10 letters, is the Mahatma Gandhi, so-called Mahatma. So Mahatma should not do anything except Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Right.
Even before he was assassinated, Prabhupada wrote the letter that you should leave these things. Anything like otherwise, I don't remember the exact, but if you read the Lilamrita, it will be clearly written there. Prabhupada said that in days numbers are counting. But he didn't listen, and soon after he was killed. So though he has given Mahatma, but he's not following that.
Yeah.
So our Gita, Bhagavatam, actually gives the definition of each and every word. If you read Gita, Krishna gave the definition of the yogi, he gave the definition of the Mahatma, he gave the definition of the sadhu, muni. So not in one verse, multiple verse. Like in 7:19, Krishna said, Bahunanang Janma Namante, Gyanamang Mang Prapadate, Vasudeva Sarvamitti, Swa Mahatma. Swa Mahatma Shudullabha.
Yeah.
It takes many, many lifetimes to know that Krishna is the Sarvamiti, is the topmost.
Right.
And who knows that? He is the Mahatma.
He is the Mahatma, yeah.
Swa Mahatma Shudullabha, and very dullabh. In India, 99.9% who are practicing Hindus, there's name by name, there's a lot of Hindus, but they are mostly non-Hindus. They are against the Hindu, our Sanatan culture, but 99.9% they are Mayavadi, Brahmavadi.
Materialistic, yeah.
In 0.1% what they are, still they don't know Krishna.
Right.
The Prabhupada as it is showing who is Krishna. So we are dullabh, who are present in this call today, or other ISKCON, they are dullabh. We are not even 0.0001% in the whole population. What Krishna said, it matches. It totally matched what Krishna says. To get this knowledge, that Vasudeva Sarvamati Samahata Durlabha. And here Krishna also saying that, right, this verse we are reading. We are reading
9.14.
40, right?
14.
No, 9:13 actually. The previous verse. Mahatmanastum partho doiving prokritim asritam bhajante ananya manasa gatma bhutam abhyam. Mahatmanastu tum partho. Who is the Mahatmanas? Another definition.
Yeah.
Doivam prokritim asrito. Doivam means who are under the shelter of Radharani. Who have taken shelter. Asrito means taken shelter. Doiva Prakriti, not the material Prakriti. Doiva Prakriti, Radharani, under the shelter of Radharani. Bhajanti Ananya Manasho, they are worshipping Krishna without any other deviation. One pointed mind. Bhajanti Ananya Manasho, Gatma Bhutadin Abhyam. So they are called Mahatmanas. So two verses clearly tells who should be Mahatmana, who knows Krishna is the supreme and Bhajanti Ananya Manasya. So they are called Mahatmana. If anybody says other people Mahatmana, do they match with these two verses? Not, they are not Mahatmanas. So as Prabhuji, you and Shubhu very nicely explained, that we cannot Prabhuji tell you, sir, you can rubber stamp any ordinary man as a Mahatmana. But in this metal world, with politics, so many things happening. But by Gita, we just said the two verses who would be Mahatmana clearly stated here. And definitely, who are the impersonal worshippers, they don't fall in this category. They believe that from Brahman, then Paramatma, then Krishna. Even Krishna, when came in the metal world, they think that he came with the like us, with the metal body.
Yeah.
But Krishna said, they are Mura, Avajanti Mam Mura. So they are out. Then who are left over? The devotees. Why they are Mahatma? Because always engaged, as we said, BMW. Body, mind, word. But if you read Bhagavatam, sorry, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Prabhu added money also. So in this metal world, we need also money to spread Krishna consciousness. We need the backup of the rich people, and the best to get the backup from the state, head of the state. Like how come the Buddhism spread all over the India? Because at that time, the who is that? Ashok, Samrat Ashok.
Samrat Ashok, yeah.
He accepted Buddhism and he helped to spread it out all over the India, not only India, all throughout outside China, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
So
And Gautam Buddha was himself a king. Yeah, he was a prince, right?
he
Yeah.
left.
He left that.
No,
Yeah,
but he is not.
okay.
So we need the support of everybody.
Everybody.
So that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita said that we serve Krishna 4 ways: with our body, with our words, with our mind,
Yeah.
and money.
Money.
Because whatever you spend your life, time, energy, concentration, and you earn that money and you're giving that for Krishna consciousness activities, you will be also liberated.
Right.
And how much we have to spend from our earnings to get that liberation? 50% of our earnings for Krishna activities. So our goal should be 50%. Whatever we're doing, we can try to reach 50%. So the Mahatma is always engaged. No other service without Krishna. Like His Holiness Jayaprakash Swami Maharaj, at the beginning when Prabhupada started this movement, and few devotees wanted to be full-time devotee. Prabhupada said, no, you cannot leave your job. Who will run this organization? Who will pay the rent? Free prasadam distributing. Who will pay that? Prabhupada told them to go to the work. Even the great devotee, all are great devotees, all are Maharajas. But anyway, Jayaprakash Maharaj is as a leader. All our Guru Maharaj, they are the God brothers. They accepted Jayaprakash Maharaj as their leader. He used to work in a restaurant where he has to serve as a waiter. He has to serve even the meat dishes to the customers. But ultimately, the goal is to bring them to the Krishna consciousness one time. And we see a lot of Caucasians, African Americans, Latinos are taking Krishna consciousness all over the world. So our body, mind, word, and money, we all can engage in Krishna's consciousness and to propagate the Krishna consciousness. But before we propagate Krishna consciousness, as Prabhuji said, we have to purify ourselves first.
Correct.
So that's why comes Shravanam and Kirtanam. What
Shravanam,
I am telling, whatever I am telling a little bit and trying to, but that I heard from the devotees, other devotees. So that's Shravanam, and then I read also, and now I'm talking, it is a Kirtanam. All the devotees in this call also do the same thing. When the Shravanam Kirtanam will be 100%, then we can expect 100% Sharanam, remembrance. Even in the middle of the sleep, we can remember. That's only possible if we do Shravanam 100% and we do Kirtanam 100%. Now we are all working, individuals. That's why the money comes. We have to donate our monies to buy that Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Sharanam. So these, before we do, in Chaitanya said that Jari Dakho Tariko Krishna Pradesh, Amar Aggai Guru Ha Taru Desh. Amar Agga means Sri Chaitanya Prabhu given that his authority, right? For our, he's a Bhagavan himself, and he's also the authority, because Chaitanya Chaitanya is our, we call the Siddhanta book. It gives all the Siddhanta, that means conclusions. If I mean conclusion from the Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Chaitanya is the Siddhanta book, conclusion, total. So why I'm telling that, sorry, I lost that part. So Chaitanya said he is giving the authority to be a guru. Jare Dakho Tara Krishna Pradesh. But now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not here. Then who is giving the authority to be a guru? That is our GBC. Our GBC decides who will be the guru, who will be the Sannyasi. This is governing body council, as per Prabhupada, who was in this metal world. He himself formed the GBC. And in his presence, the GBC used to meet every year in Mayapur, in the Mayapur festival, and to celebrate the Gaur Purnima festival, the appearance of the Lord Chaitanya in this material world. And he guided them how to be the GBC. So that GBC now selects the Guru and Sannyasis. And our Gurus tells us always that chant, read, and listen, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Shravanam, and preach. All our Gurus say the same, that you study, you listen, you do chanting and preach. So this all falls in the same category, right? And now, whatever we tell, you can tell them why you are not a guru, why you are taking the classes. But our Guru has given that instruction. Chaitanya Prabhu given at his time, Amar Agga. Now we are doing because of our Guru Agga. And our Guru are not none other than our representative of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why we have to preach everywhere. So Mahatma will go everywhere and preach in his workplace, in shopping mall, in the flight, airport, and our very good instrument for preaching, our japamala. When our japamala back on our neck, or somebody chanting, here or there somebody will come and ask, what are you doing? So your flight will be gone very easily. Flight time, you will not feel boring. So that chanting process will be gone by Kirtanam. So, and all we know that through this service, we can engage in the service of the Lord Krishna through 5 dashas. But actually, we actually get in connection with the Krishna. It is easy for us to do the as a servitude mood, servant. That is actually our constant position, and it is easy for us. So when it is service to the Lord, that's why Prabhupada said devotional service. So service to the Lord, we get connected and we'll go back to the Lord. And once you go back to the Lord, Lord will decide where I'll fit up to one of the 5 dashas. Because before we came here, we are engaged in the spiritual world, but somehow we are fallen down and come here. But when we go back, Krishna will take us back in the same rashas as we have been there before. So again, we'll be engaged there. Even we're going back, we'll do service only, nothing else. Like one devotee asked Prabhupada, after this pastime, are you going back to God? Pause, no. After a pause, no, I'll be going to another planet to preach. So this is the Krishna will decide how much, where we have to serve. That is called full Krishna consciousness in the service of the Supreme Lord. Not only this world, anywhere has to go. Like Prabhupada, he himself told that I have to go back, not going back directly, I have to go to the another world to serve. And Mahatma they do the exemplary actions so we can follow them. They follow all the rules and regulations. Ekadashis, festivals, and we are get that enthusiasm from our acharyas because they're all Mahatma. And we follow them, how they are talk, what they talk, how they do the aruti after. And so that way is written in the book, like Narad Pancharatra Vidhi, but sometimes even we read, we forget. But when we follow this Mahatma, our seniors, Vaishnavas or Guru Maharaj, Acharya, so we can know by example and by practically how to do this. So these Mahatmas strictly observe all the rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired results. That's why we take shelter under the senior devotees. And it is again and again that anybody can start devotional service. There is a very nice comment by Prabhupada. When the first time Prabhupada recorded in 1965, he went 1966, at the end of 1966, or beginning of 67, he recorded first album actually. They were invited when Prabhupada in the Second Avenue, that Storefront house. They went together. That Prabhupada, before the chanting, Prabhupada, that famous line that even the dog can participate. Even the dog. Dog is a body, not is a because we have body, we think it's the body, but it's a soul.
Yes.
Right? So, and why we chant loudly? Even the viruses, bacteria that we cannot see, they also get liberated. So everybody can be involved in this devotional service. Even the small kids can be told that, okay, bring that tool, do that, this, that. But if I say the young devotee to chant, it's very hard. But we can involve service. So it doesn't matter what is the color, race, education. Everybody can be engaged in service. And service are inherent nature. So 99% time when devotees are neophyte people comes to the table, if they give service, they love to do service. They feel themselves part of it. And for this devotional service, we don't need any severe penance or austerity. Very easy, right? To serve the Lord. And that everything has to be guided by a spiritual master. That is very strict, right? In ISKCON, everybody has to accept a spiritual master and they can further progress in the devotional service. And to be spiritual master, there is anybody can be who have the quality. Sannyasi or brahmachari, even the house owner can be a guru. Why? Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is our Siddhanta book, Lord Chaitanya said, Kiba Bipro, Kiba Nashi, Shudra can annoy. Bipro means who reads the Vedanta, that Bipro. Nashi means Shannashi. Shudra can know, even the Shudra can be a guru. J, I forgot the whole word. Kiba Shudra, Kiba Nashi, Kiba Bipro, Kiba Nashi, Shudra can know. J, then Tattvatta, she guru hai. So who knows the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, he can be the guru. But not self-declared guru. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Agga. He given that, he can be guru. Now, to be a guru, we have to go through the GBC, rules and regulations, then guru. So there is no discrimination that only Sannyasi can be guru, or Brahmaji can be guru, or householder cannot be. And our great acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's a family person. We call him seven our
Goswami. Seventh
seven
Goswami.
Goswami. So again, Prabhupada said that who does the service, human service to Supreme Personal Godhead does become actually Mahatma, a great service. The only quality, 24/7, knowing Krishna is the Supreme Personal Godhead. We are the servant, and we get engaged ourselves in the devotional service 24/7. Then we all become the Mahatma. That is my understanding. Prabhuji, Mataji, please add comments.
We have Grace Nandini Mataji. Mataji.
Prabhu, I joined in the middle, so please comment. Haribol. Radha Biharini Mataji, please comment. I hardly hear your voice.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. I'm hearing Mataji. Prabhuji is very nicely explaining Baldev Prabhu. So I'm hearing today. Thank you for joining Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Bipul Prabhu, can you please summarize quickly what you couple of main points you said?
Okay, so
I'm sorry, I
Mataji, this is
missed halfway.
9:14 from the Gita, that Shatadam Kittante Mam Yantantasta Chodhyo Brata Namastanascha Mam Bhakta Nittu Ukto Upashate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls properly worship me with devotion. So Prabhupada in this purport defines who is Mahatma, who is always engaged in devotional service. And to explain that, Prabhupada said they are always engaged in the Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Sharanam, and they also, as a guru, they guide others. So, and they follow all the rules and regulatory principles strictly.
I just want to add one small thing then, Prabhu.
Yes.
Also another important thing for a guru, for a Mahatma is that Aharnish Seva, or non-breaking, non-stop devotional service, basically. They don't take a break. They constantly doing the service. So I want to say Baldev Prabhu, Subal Gopal Prabhu, Sushilpa Mataji are always there. Namananda Chaitanya Da Prabhu, Bhaswati Mataji, Kartik Prabhu. So this is very nice. This being constantly, regularly attending. Don't take a break, That's very, very nice. And I just want to appreciate that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Please give your association so we can
Yeah,
continue.
especially your 4:30 AM chanting, Prabhu. I'm really proud of you. Very nice, Prabhu.
Any other comments, devotees? Please share your thoughts.
Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. Very beautifully explained, Prabhu. Very beautifully explained from Mahatma Gandhi on the examples that you gave and qualities of a guru, exemplary examples. Having their association, we directly feel what they live by example, and beautiful example of Sripad Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Beautifully explained. Thank you so very much. Not to add, I just want relishing your explanation. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, all our Maharajas, like Bhadra Purnima coming, already we see His Grace Bhushega Prabhu, all the clips and everything. So, how much they encourage the devotees through their own examples. Like, if Prabhu in the Washington temple or Seattle temple, right? The temple. So, this is actually in the middle of, in a place where most population are from Middle East. Still, he and his team distributes the highest number of books. So how much they do as a Mahatma, and how can they encourage others all the time, 24/7, by their presence online, offline? Unbelievable, unbelievable. Even we see in the Sadhu Sangha, when chanting, everybody around Prabhu to get encouraged. So that's why we have to do Sadhu Sangha to get encouragement from these Mahatmanas. Any other comments, additions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Wonderful explanation. Prabhuji, I just want to add that like the activities of Mahatma, understanding that it is also very difficult. Like because like it needs to be a devotee to understand these activities. Because like one a devotee was asking like Prabhupada, you are doing all this day, like all the management meetings after meeting, like management meetings. And when are you chanting? When are you doing this? Then like when devotees goes close to Prabhupada, even though Prabhupada is asking the question, what is the news of this temple? What is the news of that temple? Have you write that letter reply to that devotee? But in between, Prabhupada is always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Prabhupada is asking the question, but in between those questions, Prabhupada is always chanting. The devotee who was closer to Prabhupada, they were able to listen that, but they are far away, but they could not listen. That is how it is. Like sometimes it's difficult to understand the activities of Mahatma as well.
Very nice, very nice. Any problem is where to buy the brick, what is the quality of the brick, where to put the buildings, because at the time only the Mayapur and Vrindavan are coming up as a building. How long the building would be, as Prabhupada never said like, oh, it should be the right side or left side. Straight answer, straight point all the time. No confusion, nothing. It looks like he sees the things. Prabhupada said, right? I can see thousands, hundreds of temples, thousands of devotees. Only the time is just making the distance between me and those things. So not a single time, and he's getting that questions, spiritual plus material, like not material, those it looks like material things, like court cases, all of the while he's getting the letters, those about these things, and he's answering personally by letters. And Durisar gets stunned, like Prabhupada all the time he's reading, studying spiritual things. How come he has had that good knowledge? How much to buy, how much to shop, where to shop, how to preserve, not to waste food, cleaning, everything Prabhupada giving advice, A to Z. Because if you remember, those devotees are none but hippies. They're coming from the opposite world. And Prabhupada trained them and make them pure devotee. So that is the power of Prabhupada. Thank you, Roji, for nice sharing. So Prabhupada is a great Mahatmas and made this ISKCON for us. So we can become Mahatma also. Any other comments, addition? It could be any questions, Prabhuji. Only 5 minutes left or 10 minutes left.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Danvat
Yes.
Pranam.
Prabhuji.
Um, the mention about the Mahatma and Mahatma Gandhiji. I think the Gandhiji's the symbolism given as a Mahatma was just purely based on what he did. It wasn't at all related to any spirituality, I guess. And Prabhupada's, one morning walk, like he was doing like morning walk and chanting, and he did mention about Gandhiji that even though Gandhiji kept practicing non-violence in his whole life, but eventually he died because of the violence. And so Prabhupada did mention that in one. And so the Mahatma is like probably at that time it was thought that, oh, he did the thing what probably no one could have done, and that's how he was given the symbolism of Mahatma, but not spiritually. The Mahatma what mentioned in this our Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is totally different than one who surrenders to Lord Krishna. But that's just thought came to my mind, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
That's true, Prabhuji. What you said, that's very true. Very true. So, if you read those letters Prabhupada wrote to Mahatma Gandhi, he was telling all the time that what you're doing, and even if you read the Mahatma Gandhi's book, he's telling that his whole life was full of blunders. But Prabhupada mentioned in his letters to him all the time.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing. Very nice. So, devotees, we are all ready for the Janmashtami, day after tomorrow.
Yes, Prabhuji. All excited.
So I think all temple will be empty. All are going to the Alacha temple.
Yes, Prabhuji. Our Balram Prabhu is making more than 2,000 gulab jamuns. So actually, Prabhuji was asking if anybody can help and make some of the gulab jamuns to Alacha.
And also cooking in the morning.
Morning, yes.
Bengali items for the Prabhupada.
Yeah.
To offer to Prabhupada.
Almond Sandesh.
Sunday, yes. The Nando shop. Prabhupada's appearance day.
Yeah, it's his favorite.
Krishna Prabhu, something that popped into my thought, consciousness. So, a Mahatma, Mahatma is a big word, but spiritual masters in general, we can, as you mentioned, we should observe when we get in contact with the spiritual masters. The Diksha Gurus or the instructing spiritual masters also. We really have to observe rather than just going and talking and asking a question, which I did in the past. We really have to, as you mentioned, we really have to observe on what exactly they are doing, how they are reciprocating, responding to their seniors, to their gurus, to their god brothers, like to their what is it called, equals, and then to their dependents. Now, this is what I heard recently in one of the class. We need to observe through their life, because they are living by example. We need to observe on how they are responding. If we see they take the instruction of their spiritual masters instructing, or Diksha spiritual master, by heart, and they do all for their guru, to please their guru. At the same time, they know how to, they follow the instructions of their spiritual master, and and respond accordingly to their equals and the dependents also. So they have a good relationship with their spiritual master, which actually helps their equals and the dependents who are seeking their help. So having a relationship with the spiritual master is very, very important. If because we are all seeking, at least I'm speaking for me. If I'm in Krishna consciousness, then I need to know why really I am in. Otherwise, what's the point in joining? What's the point in listening? Just hear and go. There's no. No, it has to be serious at some point. So, and that seriousness comes through through how much I surrender to the spiritual master, how much I believe his words, his vani, his actions, his path, his example, he or she instructing spiritual masters also. So they easily we can observe, and then we can see their example and try to reach them, talk to them. If we have a question, of course, in Diksha Gurus they take care of a lot of devotees. So instructing spiritual masters in our area. So everybody has problems, everybody has questions, not just problems, happy moments also. So we have to have that relationship, have that conversation, and then talk it through and take suggestions, try to apply and see if it works. If it doesn't, then go back and reach out. So what I'm trying to say is that relationship to what I learned in Krishna consciousness is having that relationship, which is called personalism. If there is no relationship, it's impersonalism. And Prabhupada, as a Mahatma, he and all his disciples, or all the instructing spiritual masters also who are trying to please their spiritual masters, all of you who took Diksha, sincerely following your Krishna consciousness to please your spiritual masters. We see by example. So all of you have a relationship. Taking Diksha is having a relationship, right? So, and spiritual master accepting at the time of Diksha, removing all the sins. Why would he? What's the point of he removing the relationship? So this is what I learned from being Krishna conscious, going along in the journey. Relationship is very, very important, and Prabhupada having a relationship with his spiritual master, Sripad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and all of his journey to please his spiritual master. That's the goal of Krishna consciousness. So I just wanted to share importance of relationship and taking Prabhupada as an example on how his relationship is with his spiritual master and spreading our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. So that's why he's a Mahatma and he's teaching us also. That's why he's also mentioning everybody has to become a Mahatma. So in that aspect, I just wanted to share these two sentences, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, please correct me.
No, thank you, Bhakti. Yes. Relationships makes us boundful. If no relationship, why should I listen or talk or follow? So relationships make us boundful. Yeah. So sometimes because our Guru Maharaj has lot of devotees, may not be one to one, but when he talks, give a katha, instruction he gives to the audience, that is actually he's giving to his devotees first. We can hear by Zoom or some other way, or YouTube. So when Guru Maharaj telling something, that's actually telling me directly. I may not be there, I may not be one-to-one. So if you take that way, that we can develop relationship. That means it is directly to me. Let me give you Mataji one example. I went to the last year to Navadip Dham, right? So my mother-in-law went, but she missed one medication. So I went out of the Navadip Dham, Mayapur temple, Navadam, and I was looking for the. Actually I was told that it's just corner the gate, but somehow I missed that and I kept walking. Almost 1 mile I walked and found in the store one devotee, and not very light. It is too far from the temple, not too much light in the roads and everything, a little bit dark. And the pharmacy, village pharmacy, hot marks. So a small light, one devotee with the shikha and everything tilak. He is engrossed to the cell phone where His Holiness Joypada Swami was giving lectures. He's not looking at the road, he's not looking at the customer, he's engrossed totally. When I asked him that, do you have this medicine? Can you give me? Then he just looking there, was the medication, give me 2 or 3 and okay, money. He's totally engrossed. I still remember that. When I'll be getting that much of attachment to my Guru Maharaj talk, I hear walking around doing something here, but he's working, but he's never take his eyes off from that phone, small phone he's listening. So he looks very simple person, may not be knowing even English, but that is it always strikes me that where he is and where am I. Just to share, Mataji, how low I am. Thank you, devotees, Mataji. Yeah, let us build relationship. That is I think, our basic point of our morning class. Relationship. Thank you. Bancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuvyavacha pratyang pavanebhyo vaishnavananuh Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. All gracious assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Baldev Prabhu ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
बलदेव प्रभु जी की जय. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
ধন্যবাদ।